somebody called a friend of mine, reported to me that, oh, I was asked to go and look for the school address of the child in the US. And they say if you put it out, maybe somebody can hurt him or maybe will hurt that child because they know all the children. But the person had to come back and say, I can't live with myself without telling you. And it was done by Wike. And Larry Olayinka. Larry Olayinka was the one who paid that person. So the somebody came and whispered to her, the son of him, and she was like, wow. Sadly, we didn't find out until a year later that she had stroke. So now she's completely crippled. For instance, my brother was killed, and I'm sure probably half of my family think he was vicariously killed because of my confrontation against Buhari.
Have there been moments when you questioned the personal cost of activism in your family and your close associates?
I think if there's anything that is unfair on an activist, or areas where an activist is likely to feel that they're unfair, it is the toll their actions and inaction takes on close family members, relatives, who just suffer unending trauma, in some cases death, destruction as a result of a great action, but I couldn't have defined how I was born, so otherwise I wouldn't have found the siblings into this world. Yeah, so that no one has to go through what I know my siblings go through, and now my children and my wife. You could have also questioned, why did you get married? If you knew, but it is also everybody who is part of that circle over time also recognize that they have to give some personal sacrifice to make the world a better place. But nobody should tell you that it's not hard. Yes.
Because sometimes, honestly speaking, I was wondering, who is Omoyele Sowore as a husband and father?
Yeah, you can question that. But I think I set out to be a great father, husband. But maybe circumstances. When I was in the US and my kids were born, I was a stay-at-home dad, so I helped raising them. But there are personal circumstances, decisions that I took that could just make me be referred to as an absentee father and husband at this time, especially in the last 6 years. Yes. But there were no fault of mine. It was society overreacting to correction. Because my passport was seized for 5 years between 2019 and 2024 by a judge who recklessly, as a bail condition, restricted me to Abuja and took my passport away. And then she was transferred. The case was stalled. And when I went to the US, spent about 9 months, a lot of cases that were not discontinued kept bringing me back. And in December of 2025, I had an application with the IGL. He also procured another judge in January of 2025. Sorry, I wanted to say 2025, who also decided that the best way to grant me bail was to seize my passport. And the judge, whenever we go back to court, that doesn't show up. When we ask for the passport, they say, no, I want to see a proper air ticket. I've flown to 30 countries. Why would I bring a fake air ticket to court? And there's a number of Delta Air on the ticket.
Then you can
You can call. You can ask your registrar, please call Delta Air to show I have a ticket. And I tell you, if I have a passport, am I going to swim to the US? I have to go and buy a ticket to go. So they give you all these flimsy excuses. At the point you were saying that, oh, my application did not contain the name of my wife and family. I said, are they part of the case? How's that your problem? But this is how they operate. And some of the things you see that I do publicly is also to help society, if they can, understand the very, very shrewd nature of oppression that it has mutated over time, and who are the characters, who are the drivers of oppression. Because when people talk about oppression in Nigeria, I think it's the police that is beating you. I don't know. There's a magistrate involved. There's a federal high court judge involved. There's a registrar who will refuse to process your bail because you didn't give a bribe or because he doesn't like you involved. So that's, even a judge that is given a bail condition that he knows you can't meet is complicit. They are all involved. Because some of them have to hear from the chief of staff to the president or the secretary. Mr. President is interested in Sowore's case. Even sometimes the assignment of your case to a judge is driven from the presidential villa. So you're standing in front of a judge you think is working in the temple of justice as they wrongly accuse it of. And you're just in front of an agent who is there to just guillotine you. It doesn't matter. You can have the best lawyers already made up their mind. So that's it. But I know we're talking about relatives and family members. I have no doubt that this takes a toll on people. And they understand that too. For instance, my brother was killed, and I'm sure probably half of my family think he was vicariously killed because of my confrontation against Buhari. Because if you look at so many other leaders who have confronted government, people like Aworo, his son Shegun was killed in a mysterious accident. My younger brother was killed in a mysterious roadblock on the way to Benin City from school. There's a guy called Ato One called too. He's late now, who used to be an activist. His brother was killed. So they always target family members, in the course of this as well. My mom has stroke. And the day my mom had stroke was the day the DSS came, abducted me in the courtroom. She was sitting in a studio at CNN like this, for a second interview she did on CNN. And there somebody just came and whispered to her that I was released the day before she went for the interview. And she was even my head thanking the girl. Somebody came and whispered to her that your son has been arrested. And she said, oh. Sadly, we didn't find out until a year later that she had stroke. Now she's completely crippled, unable to function. That I know was directly as a result of my tribulations. So there's a lot of psychosocial dislocations that comes with it, no question about it.
So. But in all your years, is there any controversy that you will have handled differently?
No. I think what people call controversy is what is associated with a path and life I have chosen for myself. So, and sometimes what people call controversy is also part of the energetic effort of the state to create one everywhere they find. I was coming yesterday, somebody called a friend of mine and reported to him that, I was asked to go and look for everything they can find about you in the US, and including the school address of your child in the US. And we say if you put it out, maybe somebody can hurt him for us, or maybe we'll hurt that child because they know all these children. But the person had to come back and say, I can't live with myself without telling you. And it was done by Wike. And Larry Olayinka. Larry Olayinka was the one who paid that person. So, and I said, well, you could have been hired to kill me. So, but I'm just giving you, and this is the first place I'm making such a revelation. So, but there's no extent the state cannot go to destroy you once you stand on the path of truth and justice.